Welcome back to Wall Again, where passion meets music, and there's huge news from the Rush camp. They've just announced that they're going to be reuniting for a tour of North America next year with drummer Anika Wills, who formerly played with the Jeff Beck group. So I'm just going to go through the article here on Loudwire. So you can see there, prog rock legends Rush announced 2026 reunion tour dates and a new drummer. So prog rock legends Rush have officially announced a reunion of 2026 tour featuring returning members Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, as well as new drummer Anika Nilles. Rush's first show back with this new lineup will take place on June 7th at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, followed by a second night in the same venue 2 days later. The tour will make additional stops in Mexico, Texas, Illinois, New York, Ontario, Ohio, and Ohio. Okay, Rush will play 2 nights in each city except for Mexico and the last date in Cleveland, Ohio. The shows will be in the evening with style, featuring 2 career-spanning sets from Rush each night. See all of the 2026 dates further down the page. Tickets will go on sale on the 17th of October at 12 p.m. Local time, 11 a.m. local time for Mexico, preceded by a variety of pre-sale options. Visit the Rush website for more ticketing details. Geddy Lee comments on the Rush reunion. Commenting on the reunion, a new drummer, Geddy Lee, says, "It's been over 10 years since Alex and I have performed the music of Rush alongside our fallen bandmate and friend Neil. A lifetime's worth of songs that we have put our cumulative hearts and souls into writing, recording and playing together on stage. And so for all that has gone down since the last show, Alex and I have done some serious soul searching and come to the decision that we fucking miss it, and it's time for a celebration of the 50-something years of Rush music. So in 2026, my BFF, Lurch, aka Alex Lifeson, and I are going to hit the road once again and pay tribute to our past and to Neil by performing a vast selection of Rush songs in a handful of cities. No small task, because we all know Neil was irreplaceable. Yet life is full of surprises, and we've been introduced to another remarkable person, an incredible drummer and musician who is adding another chapter to our story while continuing her own fascinating musical journey. Her name is Anika Nilles, and we could not be more excited to introduce her to our loyal fan base and dedicated Rush fans, with whom we know will give her every chance to live up to that near impossible role. Before we hit the stage, we also hope to add another musician or two to expand our sound a wee bit and free up Alex and I in order to show off some of our new fancy dance steps." Yeah, I'll be interested to see that. Lurch, Anika and myself, along with many of our long-standing crew members, have been hard at work rehearsing, designing the kind of Rush show you've grown to accustomed to expect from us. We dearly hope you will come along and help us celebrate our history together. Okay, so then Carrie Nuttall Pert and Olivia Pert comment on Rush reunion. Neil Peart's daughter and widow share, "We're thrilled to support the 50-something tour, celebrating a band whose music has resonated and inspired fans for generations, and to honour Neil's extraordinary legacy as both a drummer and lyricist. Neil's musicianship was singular, compositions of intricacy and power that expanded what rhythm itself could express. As both a drummer and a lyricist, he was irreplaceable. Imitable in his artistry and unmatched in depth and imagination he brought to the lyrics that inspired and moved so many people, profoundly shaped how fans connected with him and the band, giving voice and meaning to their own lives. As the band enters this new chapter, it promises to be a truly unforgettable experience. We are excited to see how the new vision unfolds and to hear this legendary music played live once again." So about Rush's new drummer. So Anika Nilles is a 42-year-old German jazz fusion prog drummer and composer who got her start on YouTube in the 2010s. She's been drumming since 6 years old and has earned accolades from Modern Drummer magazine, Drum magazine, named number 2 the best fusion drummer in 2017. In addition to being a musician, Niels teaches drums as well, including at Drumeo. Okay, so Nilles earned a degree in popular music from the University of Popular Music and Music Business, a public conservatory in Mannheim, Germany, where she also teaches. She released 4 full-length albums: Pick a Larf in 2017, For a Colourful Soul 2020, Obtunia in 2022, and False Truth in 2025. In 2022, Nilles joined Jeff Beck's band for a European tour, and she's regularly on the road doing drum clinics. Listen to the song below. Okay, I must give that a listen later on. So Rush's last show took place on the 1st of August 2015 at the conclusion of the R40 tour in Inglewood, California. The trio celebrated their 40th anniversary and had told fans in advance it was likely to be their final tour, with drummer Neil Peart expressing a desire to retire. Peart was one of the world's most skillful and influential drummers, as well as Rush's primary lyricist, and he died on the 7th of January 2020 at the age of 67 as a result of an aggressive form of brain cancer. The drummer had kept his medical issues private in the years leading up to his death, and it was later revealed by some of his peers that they had known about Peart's declining health but kept it out of the public out of respect for the drummer's privacy. In the years since Rush's final show with Peart, Lee and Lifeson have expressed and shared a desire to make music and play on stage, but downplayed the notion of a full-scale Rush comeback. However, while at a tribute show to late Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins in 2022, it was Beatles legend Paul McCartney who had seemingly instigated talks of the Rush pair getting back together to carry the band and Peart's legacy forward. Speaking about the tribute show, Lee recalled in 2023 interview with Q104.3, "I got to meet Paul McCartney and he was so lovely and inspiring and encouraging. After the gig, we had a little group of us, Josh Homme, Alex, me and Dave Grohl would come in every once in a while so I could pour him a glass of wine, and Wilford was there too, and Luke Spiller. And Paul came in and sat with us, and he loved our set, which meant a lot to hear from someone of that stature, but he was insistent that we had to go on the road, and he was making a plea. I remember him saying, 'You know what Ringo Starr says, it's what we do.'" Brilliant. So this is the tour dates here. Rush 50-something 2026 tour dates. So June 7th and 9th in the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, June 18th Mexico City, June 24th and 26th in the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas, July 16th and 18th in the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, July 28th and 30th in Madison Square Garden, New York. They're going to be huge shows. And then August the 7th and 9th in their hometown of Toronto, Canada at the Scotiabank Arena. And they're finishing off on September 17th in Cleveland, Ohio at the Rocket Arena. So I think that is fascinating and fantastic news, to be honest, as a Rush fan. I missed them when they came to Ireland in 2010. I didn't go to that gig, and I've been really kicking myself ever since. I'll obviously never see Neil Peart play because unfortunately he's passed away, but I would love to see this lineup of Rush. So I don't think I'll be going to North America to see the band, but I am hoping that they come to Europe on a couple of dates, and if they go to London or Paris or Berlin, I'll certainly be looking into getting tickets and getting flights over to see them, because they're one of my favourite bands, and yeah, they're just absolutely amazing. And I don't mind with Anika coming in to cover the drums for Neil. I think it's going to be actually an interesting take on some of these songs. I'm going to dive deep into her back catalogue and her work with Jeff Beck. I want to see what type of drummer she is, because I've heard from people that she's, a fantastic drummer, and she'll be well capable of putting her own spin on these songs and respecting the past. So I'm really interested to see what her take is going to be. It's also interesting to hear that there's some other musicians going to be joining the band on stage as well. If you look back at Rush's previous live shows, they've always been very adamant that they play all the music on stage themselves. They do have some samples and some sequences, but they are all activated by Geddy Lee or Alex Lifeson via pedals. So you'd often see Geddy Lee on stage playing keys, playing pedals and playing bass all at the same time, and certainly something to behold, but I was never lucky enough to behold that. Obviously Rush did the R40 tour, as it mentioned there, back in whatever it was, 2015. They didn't come to Ireland on that tour, they came to the UK. I didn't get a chance to go over and see them on that tour, but I'm hoping they come to Europe on this tour, and I'll definitely do my best to try and go and see them. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this fantastic news that Rush are reforming, and they're going to be doing some shows in North America next year. If you're over in that part of the world and you're planning to go to the shows, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from anyone, and let me know if you think they're going to sneak in some European dates before they finish out, because these dates are actually quite spread out over the whole course of the summer there, and I think there's an opportunity that they'll put more dates in depending on how things are going, and how the band are feeling, particularly Alex and Geddy, with they're being at a more advanced stage than maybe the rest of the touring members. But yeah, we might see them coming to Europe maybe at the back end of the year next year, maybe in the autumn of 2026 or possibly summer 2027. But be sure to let me know in the comments below what you think of this news. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you could also subscribe, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.